Chapter 5, Section 3 is dealing with function rules, tables, and graphs. So title your notes. And then we've got a few definitions here. The independent variable. Those are your input values. The dependent variable are the output values. So remember, input, we could say the input is X, we could say the input is the domain, and now we have a new name, the independent variable. Our output could be Y, or now we also call it sometimes f of x or g of x or h of x, whatever it is. It could be the range, and now we have a new term, the dependent variable. So all of these mean the same thing. The input values, the x value, the domain, the independent, those all represent that first in your xy chart or your f of x chart. Okay, now we're using that. X is your independent, your input, your domain, while f of x is your dependent, your output, or your range. They all mean the same thing. So let's talk about why it's called the independent and the dependent variable. So here I just drew a quick f of x chart. We have our function rule, which is f of x equals x plus 1, just something really simple. So let's say that our input value is -1. Okay, then our output would be -1 plus 1 would be 0. Let's just do one more. Let's say our input was 0, our x value is 0, so therefore 0 plus 1 would be 1, our output would be 1. Notice what's going on here. My x value, I'm choosing the x value. I chose that it was -1. That is the independent variable. It's not depending on anything else. However, the f of x, the output, depends on what our input value was. That's why it's called the dependent, because it depends upon what our x value was that we plugged in. Okay, so let's get to an example here. It says model the function rule f of x equals 5/10 x plus 3 using a table of values and a graph. So now I chose these values. I chose -4 for x, 0 for x, 2 for x. So now when we're calculating the dependent variable or the output, I plugged in -4 in place of x here, and now we can calculate. So 0.5 times -4 would be -2, and then plus 3 would be +1. So when the input is -4, the output is 1. All right, our next one was 0. So 0.5 times 0 in place of x, that would obviously be 0, and then plus 3 would be 3. So if our input is 0, our output is 3. And last, f of x equals 1/2 times 2 plus 3. I plugged in the 2 in place of x. So 1/2 times 2 would be 1, and then 1 plus 3 would be 4. So if the input is 2, the output is 4. Now I have my values down in the left-hand corner here. It's a little bit hard to see, but you should have it written down anyways. And we've got our coordinate plane. So now we just graph it. -4, 1 is your ordered pair. If it helps you, you can rewrite it as an ordered pair, but really it's just input, or it's just your x value and your y value. So you don't even have to write this unless you really need to. So our x value is -4, so I'm going along the x-axis 4 places to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going 1 place up because it's positive, and I'm putting a point. That one's done. For 0, 3, I do not move along the x-axis. I just go up 3 places on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, put a point right there. That one's done. And last, 2, 4, 2 places to the right on the x-axis, 1, 2, and 4 places up along the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be my point there. And now you would connect those points as best you can, putting arrows on both ends because this line goes forever because I could have more input values that go above 2 or below -4. So I have to put the arrows indicating that this line doesn't end. All right, that's it for today. Bye, guys.